Hi, I'm Brad Knowles, producer of Friday Night Flies, hosted by Scott LeBoldus and Scotty Holmes. Enjoy the show.
Scotty Holmes is behind the vice here.
Okay, well, I was the guy behind the computer last time, and that's why.
You don't need to tell people that.
Okay, well, everybody knows, yeah. So that's why Brad's show is a little bit different than usual. So we got to see Brad tie, and we got to see his fly the whole time. How much better does that get? Eh, that's pretty awesome. So yeah, so that was the first thing I screwed up so far today.
That's all good.
Yeah, okay, well, we're gonna live. Brad's gonna let me.
I'm not, hey man, you're new to it, but hey, I'm just happy you're here. It's
well, it's Friday night.
It's a long night when
you're
in a big cave dungeon brick room here by yourself in the dark, tying flies while everybody's at home drinking beers or whatever they're doing.
Whatever they're doing, I don't know what the hell we're doing.
I'm glad you're here.
Okay,
no matter
well,
what.
I'm here. It's Friday Night Flies. Scotty Holmes and Brad here at the store tying tonight. Everybody's been doing these minnows, the Solaris minnows, so I have to get the kick of the can myself. I've tried something a little bit different than what everybody else was doing. Everybody else was pretty much beefing up their fly, making bigger ones. Well, a long time ago when I first started fishing, I got given some minnows that a guy had made. They were epoxy minnows, and he'd gone and he'd very, very small, like size 10, size 8. And then they had the big blood drip on the bottom of them, right? The blood egg on the bottom of them.
Yeah.
And I fished those on Thompson. Had some pretty good success over the times that I was there with it.
Elvi? Elvi or Elva?
Elva, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the early stage when they're
But,
still feeding off.
yeah, they were super simple. Very, very similar to some of these ones here. Just a little UV tinsel on for the
get
tail.
it closer to the other fly. There you go, because we're zooming in on this stuff.
Yeah, so
either that or hold it up to the camera up the top there. Even that. Okay. There you go. Now we got a little bit to your left.
Yeah, the ones with holographic tinsel, those are more similar, except they were even smaller, less detail, and they caught fish.
You got all the fish catch improving stuff in there. You got some Mylar.
Mirage.
Mylar. Is it Mirage?
Mirage tinsel, yes.
This
stuff opal.
You had me fooled.
And opal.
But what I was actually looking at was the mallard flank, and
the
came
mallard
with
flank.
Mylar.
Yeah.
I was going to say Mylar flank, as much as it's on my brain.
No Mylar flank.
No.
Just it's got the Mirage tinsel in opal, which is one of my favorite covers, as you can see. Like, it's almost gone.
You know what? It really brings out whatever's underneath it.
Exactly, and that's why I go with red thread. Okay, and you can do it. I mean, some of those ones there that you see that were on the card, the only difference between all of them was the color of the thread. Exactly. Yeah. So one was done in blue, one was done in green. There's a pink one there, and that was pink opal tinsel.
That's what that Mylar piping that I'm using
does the exact same thing. Yeah.
Yeah, because I threw olive chenille underneath it.
Oh yeah.
And it came out like I was like, whoa,
that'd be nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember, one of the flies I tied a long time ago used that Mylar tubing. No. And my whole theory behind it was you put all the colors, and the colors would shine through.
Yeah.
And then I burst the do you remember
that? Yeah. Okay,
that was like 3 years ago. Yeah, something like that. Okay, well, so anyways, here's the fly. That's what I'm going to tie. Let's get at her, yeah?
Get at her.
Okay, let's get at her. And hopefully that one there, I had a little deficiency with it, but I was putting it in there because that's what happened with your UV cure. If you roll it as you're curing it, don't roll and cure.
We're learning as we go. We're really new with it. This is
it's a new product. I mean, it's a new product. Right? Yeah.
So you have to get it where you want, hit it with the UV, roll the light around it. Don't
exactly. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to get our thread on here.
But I mean, it only takes seconds, for it to cure.
But you can make that mistake so easily. And the idea being there is I was trying to get a little bit of that egg sac on the bottom, and I did.
You got a lot of egg sac.
I got a lot of eggs on it, and it wasn't on the right side.
Yeah, it's all good.
Okay, so I'm gonna take my thread down to just around the barb of the barb of the hook, and I'm going to put my tail on. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take 2 feathers and the one thing about these, all of these minnow patterns, is making sure that they swim. Making sure that they swim and that they don't ride on their side and that they don't ride upside down or crazy. And I think the key for a fly with no wing is that you're gonna have to have a little bit of tail too. So
It's always nice to have a bit of tail.
Who doesn't want a little bit of tail? Okay, so, and these are these badger hackles, super cool. They got a black line down through a lot of the center, through the center of a lot of them, which is a little bit of a nice detail. I want it to be about 1 full hook length, maybe a little bit less. And I'm just going to do a loose wrap. And get it on there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to trim it off. Get rid of it. And then lock it down, as Brad would say.
It is catching on a lot of places.
Yeah. It's funny, I've been tying some bigger streamers as well, and I've been using my other hand to steady the hook as I'm tying, and I think I'm getting a bad habit now.
We were up way too late last night.
Okay, so
It's awesome today.
this is it. That's all we have for our body is the thread. So I'm gonna take a little bit of mallard flank from the one side.
We get there. He's like, yeah, we got like 6.
You're like, yeah, really?
I was like, yeah.
And I don't want it to be quite the whole length of the wing, maybe 3/4 of the wing.
The school, we fish there, fish all the way down, get there, they're still
We'll
there.
take some from the other side.
Yeah, we had like 5 this morning.
Scotty's in the house, just back from fishing.
See them rolling, and we were swinging like, man.
So
The sun just came out, and I was like, okay, no, move back, there's fucking 3 right here.
put a little bit of mallard flank on my side.
Perfect. Moving because I eventually got there passing by those guys.
Too bad.
Yeah. And I saw another one at another spot on the road, but I just saw him and find him again. Get him nothing.
There, no.
Give it a little trim.
Dude, I had the craziest dream today, man.
Well, I put on an orange egg, nothing happened.
But it was big, like this.
And then we're gonna attach our uni mylar. And I'm gonna wrap that back.
Oh, I know. Off the
He cut it off.
Oh, you said that?
And this fly is super easy. Which is kind of the point of it.
It was so big that I checked my phone in the morning, dude. It's crazy.
Okay, so we get that on there.
That was.
Okay, get her back to the start there, or to the back. There you go. So this is your last chance to fix your body and to get it, build it up, do whatever you want to do there. Okay, so there you go. So now we're just going to wrap our Mirage tinsel, slightly overlapping it. Oh.
It's funny.
There we go. If you let go of this tinsel, it's going to completely unravel, which is not really a big deal. It's pretty solid stuff.
It was bad.
That's too funny.
Yeah.
Too much fun.
So you're nice fishing them all. That's crazy. Well,
Okay, so that's the main part of the fly. Now this part right now, if you wanted to, you could put on another color for thread for a head. Brad's been using olive, and there were some of the flies that I tied that I used a what the hell is that stuff called? Micro tinsel, and some of that glitter thread, the green glitter thread as well. That was really good.
I used a bunch of that. Too.
Did you try? You've tried the glitter thread as well,
Yeah,
right?
I did. I just trying to take a little bit of the sheen out of them. I don't know what it is, but I'm just trying to get them back, like as I'm using Mylar tubing, of course.
Okay, yeah.
But
Just trying to tone down on the glisten.
just tone the head down a little bit.
Tone the head down a bit. Okay, well, I'm toning the head up a bit.
Yeah.
Throw a couple whip finishes in there. Check the ones on the box. Sorry, I was gonna ask you. Okay, so yeah, we're ready to cut it off. I was thinking of, did I miss anything? No, I'm doing good. Okay, so at that point right now, we're pretty much good to go. At this point, if you want, like, it isn't on that fly there, but you can, this is where you can start adding the magic marker touch if you want. You can put a little bit of, I'm gonna do it on my side, and then I'll spin it so you can see. Something just as easy, as simple as that. So,
You going muskie fishing?
yeah, that's what they're for. That fly. That's nice, eh?
Dude, I'd bucktail that, man, hard.
Yeah.
Okay. See that? You need Mylars not sitting exactly straight. It's all right. They're usually correct. So all I did was put 4 dots on it. Done. So now, just to get that cured, I'm gonna hold that tail so I don't get. And I'm using the bone dry here.
Very nice, very nice.
I've got the thin as well if you want to bulk it up with the thin.
What's that?
I've got the thin as well if you want.
Yeah, I'm gonna use the thin. I'm just gonna get this going here first. So, as you see, it starts to move. Even the bone dry has a little bit of flow viscosity.
It's got more so than any of them.
You think so?
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
it's thin.
It's like water.
Your light's starting to die, Brad.
I just charged it up.
Is it?
Yeah. No, it's because you're in like crazy UV or LED. Lights.
Okay.
But that's funny because you said that. I don't know if my charger is working. Yeah, that's not very bright. You're right.
Yeah, like mine's bright. And not only that, it's not smoking.
Take it home, charge it for me. Well, he's gonna need it. But I think my charger.
Pass me mine. Mine's in my toolbox, I think. Okay. I'm just gonna put a little bit of
big difference.
bone dry on there.
I just want to see the difference because
Probably the hardest part of this fly is getting those eyes
it doesn't. The light doesn't come on.
exactly where you want them. And you can see it's sort of at the, it's leaving a little bit of room at the front of the hook. There's a little bit of a red tag coming through on the front. And now I'm gonna put them on the other side. And there's a card, this card, we got a card from Chinook Outfitters, and like you look at all those eyes, there's tons, and they're all different,
Scotty,
all different sizes. So
does yours do that flashing
yeah, mine does too.
when it's charging?
Yeah,
That means it's bone dead.
not necessarily. It means that it goes from blinking red
Blinking red.
to green. That's all mine does. So getting this other eye on, make sure, again, before you flash it, that they're sitting where you want them, and those look pretty good to me. That's my light, eh?
That one is.
Yeah. See, that's way brighter.
Oh yeah, it's way brighter. My battery was dead.
Okay, so let's spread them out a little bit there. Okay, so we're gonna get a little bit more UV in there, just to make sure that they're holding. And the thing about this solar resin, any UV cure, is that you don't want to try and do too much at one time. I think you get a way better product if you put on multiple coats rather than try to finish it all at one time. That's my personal experience. Okay, so we got that. I need a bit of build up the head a little bit, so I'm going to use some thin. There we go. Got the top part filled. And if you don't you need to fill it. You need to get that. Otherwise, these eyes will rip off. It's not super glue. Pretty amazing stuff, but so I'm using it kind of just to fill up the little spot on the top of the head and the bottom of the head. Flash cure it. See, mine's dying too because it's not smoking, and usually you can smell it too when it's as it cures. Okay. Now from here, I mean, basically you could stop right there. You could be done. You don't need to build up any more head. Everything's nice and solid, not coming off. So at this point, but I still like to give it a little bit more of a. Be easier if I wasn't almost out of the fin here.
Must be nobody doing it.
Just use the 8-weight switches or something. Yeah. They're easy to cast, man. Super fucking easy.
This is where those big applicator bottles would come in handy. For sure. And as I said, you know, you like doing these heads on these flies is it's kind of to your personal taste. You can just keep going and going and going and keep batting and trying to make it look more realistic. I have done that on some, and I haven't done that on others. It kind of is your own personal taste. Let's see. So what does that look like, Brad?
It looks like a minnow pattern. Bud.
Does it look pretty much like what I said it was going to look like? There we go.
Yeah, it looks like a
minnow
UV
pattern.
minnow.
It looks like your sample.
Sort of, except my samples.
Yeah, that one's a little better.
Yeah.
You don't have the overgrown throat on it. Yeah. Stop while you're ahead.
Yeah, I know.
Stop touching it. Stop touching it. You gotta be really careful of that stuff when you're curing.
Okay. Oh, see now, there we go. And you see, you can see it smoking now, eh?
Oh yeah, you can.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, so there you go. As Scotty said, the one thing you got to watch for is you try too much. You try too hard. You don't need to try that hard. So there you go. Minnow pattern. Simple minnow pattern. If you're not as shaky and as old as I am, it's probably a lot faster to tie. But
that's
yeah.
a beautiful fly, man.
I like it, and like I said, you know, there's lots of little variations and lots of mistakes you can make as you're doing, but they're super fun to tie. They're very creative, and they come together really quickly. So you actually feel, you know, that's one of my favorite parts about fly tying is you create something and it's done in like a short period of time. We'll say a short period of time because some flies take a half hour, but
and guess what? They're very productive.
And they're very productive. Yeah.
Even the screw ups.
Even the screw. Sometimes the screw ups are the best ones, you know. The things you go, but you just go like, I don't think that's gonna work, and you toss it. It's like bang, 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 one after another, you know. So okay, well that's neat. Are we up the top or are we down below?
We're down below, but let's go up top.
Okay, let's go up top.
You're up there.
So yeah, that's my fly for tonight. it worked out pretty good. I'm happy. I've got a couple more minnow patterns I've been tying, and I think that I'm going to be done with minnow patterns. I got a sort of lefty cray style one that I'm going to tie next week that I really like, and then I got a saltwater sort of pattern that I also really like.
We got Zach coming up. Yeah,
using some of the stuff from the box, from the Chinook Wind Outfitters box. So I'm looking forward to doing that. But until next week, hanging with the boys, time flies. Until next time, Scotty Holmes and bang!
Friday Night Flies would like to thank the following sponsors: Superfly, Solarez, Chinook Wind Outfitters, Dr. Slick, Griffin, Stonefoe.